In this video, we're going to cover techniques for you to do corrosion prevention on your boat and make sure it lasts a long time for you. While this is required on all boats that are in use, because of course we are dealing with wet environments here, it is especially critical for those who use their boats in salt environments, brackish water, and those in the northern climates where we use salt and chemicals to treat the road. Reason for that is you have your boat put up over the winter time, it is exposed to the air, and vehicles will drive over the roads and everything where these chemicals are used, and these chemicals are in the air and they can land on various components of your boat and cause corrosion. It is important that you make sure that you treat any exposed metal surface on your boat, even if it is an area that we have not mentioned in this video. The only Malibu recommended corrosion prevention treatment is a product called Corrosion Block. The website is corrosionblock.com. You should be able to find this at some of your local parts stores as well. Use of this product in the way that we recommend will help ensure a long, beautiful life of your boat. Areas on the bow of your boat to pay close attention to are going to be your bow eye, if equipped, your docking camera, the metal around the optional docking lights, bow rail, your cleat. And it's important to pay attention to the area here inside, because the salt, corrosion, etc. can build up on these and make it very stiff, sometimes even stuck. If you have a pickle fork boat, of course, you'll want to pay attention and treat the bow ladder. On down the side of the boat, of course, the entire rub rail. Now, one area to pay really close attention to here is the joint in your stainless steel rub rail. Water can stay in these areas and cause corrosion, so you want to make sure that you pay extra special attention to those. Metal around your navigation lights, cleat of course, if equipped, the Fender Pro receivers. So as we go on down the side of the boat, of course, we've got another Fender Pro fuel fill, all of your through hulls, cleat, now we've come on around the boat to the transom. Important areas to take note of course, is the bling on your surf gate, the bolts on your actuators, which of course you'll be able to see if you're down here like me, your platform brackets, your wedge, if equipped, the platform boarding ladder, surf pipe, the bezel around your underwater lights, rudder, prop, shaft, through holes going underneath the bottom of the boat, now of course, as you can see, it's kind of hard to get to some of these surfaces with your wedge raised up in the stow position. So for that, you can actually get inside the boat on your 7-inch screen, go into the settings menu, scroll down, you'll see debug assist, hit that button, and then you can just sit there and tap the minus button on that screen and it will bump the wedge down until you get it all the way down in the lower position. Then you can go through and you can do the rest of your treating. Alright, areas on the upper side of your transmitter to pay close attention to, of course, is going to be like the trim here around your swim board, stern eyes, once again, rub rail, your grab handle, if equipped, your backup camera, bezel around your remote, the metal over your vent grill, end plate, stern eye, and on around the boat. The biggest key to take away here is any exposed metal surface needs to be treated. Alright, on your canvas cover you're going to have areas that have zippers. To help preserve these to have a good long-lasting life, you're going to want to treat these with a good clear silicone spray. Of course, you have your ratchets on your ratcheting strap to help keep it good and tight. You're going to want to treat this here with Corrosion Block. Now on your bimini, your boot has a zipper as well that you'll also want to treat with the silicone spray. If your boat is equipped with the freshwater flush option, your fixture will be here on the back of your boat. Simply take the cap off. Make sure your water is turned off on your hose. Bring your hose to your fixture. Tighten it up until it's good and secure. Then turn your water on. Take a look underneath your boat. If you see water coming out from a through hole under your boat, it means that the raw water pickup valve is still open. You're going to want to get inside the boat and close that raw water pickup valve. Once we are sure that we're having complete flow through the system, crank your motor. Do not exceed 1100 RPM. If you go higher than that, you're not able to get enough water flow through this to keep your motor cool. Let your motor run for a short period of time. When you finish, shut your motor off, turn your water off, detach your hose. Make sure to put your cap in place good and tight. If it is loose, it's able to suck air and it can affect cooling system performance. In order to ensure a long life and years of service out of your Malibu manufactured monsoon engine, there are areas of your motor that you're going to want to treat for corrosion. Specifically, we're going to want to pay close attention to our mounts, both engine and transmission, as well as the exposed metal surfaces on our motor. A good application of Corrosion Block at least once a month to these surfaces will ensure a good long life. You want to make sure to pay attention when you put your Corrosion Block on your motor that you do not get it into the areas of your pulley that maintain belt contact. This could cause belt slippage, which could lead to further issues. Areas inside the boat that you want to make sure to treat to prevent corrosion, of course, are going to be any exposed metal surface, much like we discussed earlier on the outside. Great examples here are your grab handles on the inside from the bow up here. Your speakers, the very center metal piece over the tweeter. You want to treat those. Your cup holders. As we work our way back, you will notice we have hinges on some of our flip-up cushions, some of our removable cushions. You want to make sure to treat those. Windshield stanchions, the windshield frame itself, metal pieces like your dash cover if equipped, the hinges, once again, cup holder, seat hinge. Don't forget the hinges here on your windshield door. Now, of course, around your dash, you do have several metal pieces that you want to pay close attention to. If equipped, Most boats are of course ordered with this and equipped. Your sport knob phone holder, you want to treat this with your corrosion block. This metal piece, these pieces on your steering wheel center cap, of course, your throttle control arm, bezel around your 7-inch screen, this piece here, pieces on your 12-inch screen, your housing, and an area that's very easy to forget is the cover on the back of your housing. You want to make sure to treat it as well. Of course, don't forget, we have cup holders, ignition switch, etc. down in the footwell area here also. Many times it's easier for us to forget areas that we don't directly look at all the time. So it's important to make sure you look at all of the compartments in your boat. For instance, here in the OB compartment we have our amplifiers, which we will want to treat. This boat is equipped with an inverter. We'll want to treat the heat sink on that as well. But this also brings up another area that is often overlooked. Our gas struts that help keep a lot of our hatches and everything open. We want to make sure that we treat those so they'll give us a good long life, as well as the mounting brackets for them, and of course the underside of all of our hinges as well. Now, of course, we've worked our way back through the cockpit a little bit further. Just like the front with our speakers, your tweeter cover, because it is metal, we want to make sure it keeps looking good. Cup holders, the Malibu Bling logo here, the cover for your trash bin, both top and bottom. Of course, there is a hinge on the back of that one we'll want to treat. This metal cover over this tweeter, this grab handle as well. Alright, so it's very important to also remember your tower. This is a good portion of your tower is a powder coated surface. You're going to want to treat it. Pay close attention to your handles, the individual screws that assemble it as a unit. Once again, like I said, we tend to forget the things that we don't look at very often. You're going to want to unlock your tower and treat your latch and the cavity inside the lower base and the upper base as well. Work our way up. Of course, if equipped, tower speaker brackets. Once again, center grill over your tweeter. Bimini brackets. Don't forget your bimini frame, if you have it on your boat, of course. And here's the go across. Your tow point and your anchor light on top of your tower. Of course, it'll be the same procedure for both sides. Alright, so now we're here at the back of the boat. Gas strut, mounting for the gas strut, hinges. Another area people don't really think about so much is what we call the bird cage here. You're going to want to remove your motor cover, your side covers, and you're going to want to treat your bird cage. And last but not least, our pylon. This is aluminum. You want to make sure that you treat it with your corrosion block well, so it'll give you years of service. If you do not treat it, over time corrosion can build up and it can get stuck in here. You won't be able to pull it up, so you won't be able to use it. All right, gang, now we're going to go over some corrosion prevention tips for your trailer. We will start right here at the back. If you have the optional transom tie downs, which we highly recommend, because this will really help you when you're towing and that, if you have like an issue and you have to do a panic stop, you will want to make sure to treat these very thoroughly with a good silicone based spray so that we can help prevent any kind of corrosion from happening on those. Trailer lights. Now these ones have the painted bezels, so on this you would use like a wax, but if you have the optional, you know, the standard chrome bezels, you'll want to treat these with Corrosion Block. Also, make sure you take a look up your trailer. I mean, the ideal time to do this is when your boat is not on your trailer, because as you can see, there are lights on the cross member, and this boat also has the optional landing lights. Now, one very key area for you to pay attention: if you have the aluminum plate option on your trailer here, you want to make sure to treat this with a Corrosion Block. These edges here where it's cut, if you're in one of those climates, you know, saltwater, northern climates, brackish water, etc., these edges you want to really pay close attention to. But of course, you do want to treat the entire surface. Now, a lot of times, you know, it's the things that we don't see that we don't think about. There are mounting bolts down inside this hole for your guide pole. You're going to want to make sure to spray your Corrosion Block in these areas to make sure that's addressed. Something we don't think about again, right? You're going to want to make sure to do a good wax. Now, on your trailer, you've got a couple options as far as waxing goes. You can do a hand wax like you do on your vehicle, or, you know, something that will save you quite a bit of time is there are several very good spray wax products that you can use these days. Very easy to use. Spray it on, use a rag to just wipe it. You're set and ready to go. All right, so now we're going to talk about your wheels. You know, for a lot of people, your wheels are the center point of your trailer. That's the focal point. That's what everyone sees, right? You want to make sure that you take really good care of these. Now, this is an area that we do not recommend you use a spray wax on. Reason for that is you have your brake system, your braking discs, your caliper right here behind your wheel. So if you use the spray wax, there's a potential you can get it onto your brake rotor, and that's going to affect your braking, and that is something we certainly do not want to happen, and trust me, you don't want to experience. So this is an area where you're going to want to do a hand wax. Keep it looking good, keep the corrosion away. It's going to serve you for years. All right, so now we've moved up to the front of a trailer. Another good place to pay attention to, of course, is going to be your jack. Good, you know, clear silicone spray here. Run your jack all the way out. Silicone spray in this area right here so we can make sure we got good free movement of your wheel at all times. And it's not a bad idea to do a light coat of white lithium marine grade grease on the actual shaft for your wheel, so you've got years of service out of it. Not a bad idea to pull your pivot up. Let's put a little dab of grease on here. Make sure you never have an issue with it seizing. Alright, so now we'll move our way up forward. Of course, pay close attention to all your mounting bolts, okay? You want to make sure to give those a good spray with your corrosion block. Get up into our winch here. This is going to be where you want to use a good spray silicone, okay, to help prevent any kind of corrosion from building up on this over years. Of course, hardware, bolts for your bow roller. Now, big key for you right here. Swing away tongue. I highly recommend one of the first things you do whenever you get your trailer is coat this with a good white lithium grease. Reason being, if you need to fold your tongue because you're one of those people that, you know, has a tight garage and you're going to take it in there, over time, you know, corrosion can build up in this area. Keeping this thing good and greased, you'll be able to pull it out easily all the time. Another spot a lot of people do not think about. You have an interference area in here where you will have these metals touching. Good idea to do a little coat of grease on these areas. So if your tongue is closed up for a long period of time, no corrosion builds there. So you'll be able to keep it swung. While you're at it, always a great idea. Shoot up inside your cavities here with your corrosion block. You know, we've got some wiring harnesses and stuff in this area. It's going to help extend the life of those for you. Always remember, put your retainer in here so that you don't lose it. Corrosion block on all your exposed metal surfaces. Dielectric grease inside your trailer connector. Help prevent corrosion from building up on there. Good idea to put it on your vehicle as well. Alright, so we're up here at our actuator. One thing I'm going to highly recommend for you whenever you go to store your trailer for the winter, alright? Let's find the little pull tab. Depending on the actuator, there's a little tab here on the bottom, okay? Number one, every time you stop your trailer and before you go to take off, make it a habit to always push up on this pull tab. Reason being, you know, you have your safety cable that's hooked up to your vehicle. It's really easy for people to catch their legs on it. Happens all the time. Well, when that happens, it can partially engage your emergency braking system. If you keep a habit of pushing up on this till you hear the little click, you know that it's not engaged. So you're not going to, you know, heat your rotors up. You're not going to boil the fluid out of your system. You're going to have long braking performance. Good idea, white lithium grease in these areas. On your pin, always make sure you use this when you're towing, okay? And a good coat up inside here and on your ball. It'll help prevent corrosion from building on those parts, and then you'll be able to put it in. Now, at the end of your season, when you're storing for the winter, you're putting your trailer up. We always kind of back our trailer into place, we unhook, we leave it there. Well, part of what that can do is you'll have your actuator push back slightly. You want to make sure that you grab it and pull it forward. That way we don't have to worry about it getting stuck and corroding over the winter time. Corrosion block spray, shoot it all up into our areas here. Remember, we talked about what you don't see, you don't think about. Areas underneath here, back in here, so we can prevent the corrosion from building up on our actuator. That way you got a good long service life. Spare tire, you're going to want to treat it exactly like the regular wheels and tires on your vehicle. But on the plus side with it, since we do not have a brake rotor, etc. behind it, you could actually use spray wax on it to save you some time. Now, it is important to remember, the information that we give you through these two videos to help prevent corrosion, give you a good long life on both your boat and your trailer. It's going to keep it good looking for you for a long time. There are many options, etc. that, some of the boats and the trailers that we use in this video did not have. Even if we have not spoken specifically about these, you need to make sure to treat these areas. Any exposed metal to the elements. With that being said, I also have to add this. Care of your trailer and care of your boat is up to you, the customer. Failure to follow these guidelines to prevent the corrosion and buildup on your boat could very well prevent those from being covered under warranty if corrosion does occur. Thank you.